Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're logging in from. Thanks for joining. I hope you can hear me well, and I hope you can see my screen as well. In case you have any trouble hearing me or viewing the screen, please let me know. Today's session, we will cover the following topics. So, we will learn what Zoho Analytics is all about, and then we will understand why Zoho Analytics is essential, followed by a product demo. We'll have an interactive product demonstration. And at the end, we'll quickly summarize the benefits of using the Zoho CRM Advanced Analytics and wrap it up with a quick Q&A session. So what is Zoho Analytics? Zoho Analytics is a full-fledged business intelligence application using which you can derive meaningful insights. You can discover the hidden patterns in your data. You can draw inferences and take actionable insight. You can take actionable insights. Now you can encapsulate Zoho Analytics into three key components, starting with data management. The first key feature is data preparation and management. As far as data is concerned, it comes from various sources. It comes in various formats, structures, with different terminologies and naming conventions, and the way people track data is subjective at times. So it really becomes imperative that we prepare the data such that it is ready for analysis. It is ready to be processed and be able to derive some insights out of that. So the first step is data preparation and management. And in this section, Zoho Analytics offers a full-fledged ETL solution. ETL is to cleanse the data, extract, transform, load. You can use the data prep solution, which is inbuilt in Zoho Analytics, to clean your data. You can also do data modeling through lookups or query tables or formulas to prepare your data, basically. So once data preparation is done, the second step is to be able to visualize your data. The data can be visualized in the form of pivot tables, charts, dashboards, KPI widgets, and so on. You can also use the visualizations to narrate the reports and dashboards, uh, present or create some compelling data stories. So those things can be done. The third is insights and actions. So what do you do with the data and the insights you derive? You need to be able to act upon the data based on facts and not based on instincts. So these are all unbiased insights that the system intelligently offers uh, to us for us to be able to take those unbiased decisions. So with that, we move on to the next slide. Why Zoho Analytics? So again, there are six key differentiators I wanted to highlight why someone would need a product like Zoho Analytics. The first point is unified business analytics. It highlights the importance or the capability of combining multiple data sets. You can not only do analysis over your CRM data. So if we take CRM as an example, it's not limited to only the CRM data analysis. You can combine your CRM data with your marketing data, something like an AdWords or data stored in Excel. That way, you can do like a spend versus sales analysis, or you can do an entire pipeline, sales pipeline analysis. You can combine your Zoho CRM with Zoho Books data in case you guys are using Zoho Books, or Zoho Desk data, a ticketing software. Essentially, you can combine multiple data sources and perform unified business analytics. The second point, ease of use. We pride ourselves for being able to offer this as a self-service platform. It's a very simple interface. It helps anybody to get started immediately without any prior technical expertise, um, let alone analytical expertise. Any technical expertise, without any technical expertise, you can jumpstart immediately using the application. Flexible deployment options. Zoho Analytics is available as a cloud version. It can also be deployed locally, that is on premise, in case you are concerned about data security or would like to install this on your network. You can do that as well. So Zoho Analytics is capable of handling big data. So that means we're highly scalable, and it can handle really large volumes of perform or process large volumes of data instantly. So just to give you some context, one of our largest customer has about uh, close to 2 billion records in their account. Just to give you some context on the scalability factor. So low TCO, the maintenance cost, so to speak, is comparatively small. This is if you were to maintain the infrastructure or host an analytics application on your server, there's a lot of cost factors involved. Using this monthly subscription or yearly subscription model that we offer at Zoho, the maintenance costs become extremely insignificant. Security and governance. Since you most of you are already Zoho users, you do realize that at Zoho we take security and privacy as a top priority. We really deeply care about these things, privacy and security, and there are a lot of policies or certificates that Zoho has acquired over the last few years to set really high bars when it comes to taking care of security and privacy related issues, be it encrypting the data at rest, be it marking personally identifiable information. All these things we have taken care of. So, with that, we move into the product demo. And during the demo, we will quickly see how to set up this connector, and we will explore the key capabilities of the product. Now, as soon as you log into Zoho Analytics, this is where you land. Let me just make sure my screen is shared. I haven't shared it yet. One moment. Okay, I have shared my screen and I hope it's visible. Prince, if you could confirm.
Yeah, yes, Titus, your screen is visible.
Yeah, thank you. So moving on. All right, as soon as you log in, this is where you land. This is the home page of Zoho Analytics. And on the home page, you see something called Workspaces. First thing you will notice, Workspaces. Then you have dashboards, and then you have recent items, most recently viewed items. Now, for you to build reports, one moment, let me get rid of this here. One second, let me get rid of this. Okay. Yeah, so workspaces, all these little squares you see, these are what we call workspaces. Think about it like a folder in which you save your data tables, reports, and dashboards. We've got quite a few workspaces here. Now, for you to set up integration with CRM, you click on import your data at the top right. Okay, that's where you find all the various connectors that we support, all the data sources with which you can integrate. You can upload data from flat files, CSV, Excel, HTML. You can connect to URL feeds, APIs, connect to cloud storages, databases, both cloud databases and local databases. You can also connect with all these popular business applications listed over here. So we've again further segregated them into various groups. So files and feeds. Then you have databases, cloud database, locally hosted databases you see here. Then Zoho apps. Zoho, as you know, offers 50 plus different solutions. And here are some of the major apps with which we offer integration and offer analytical capabilities, advanced analytical capabilities. There are some third party apps as well with which we integrate. Some well known apps like Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics, HubSpot in the CRM space. In other verticals like marketing vertical, we have Google Analytics, Google AdWords, and Facebook Twitter analysis. Then in the finance sector, we have Zoho Finance, QuickBooks, Shopify, Stripe, and all these other apps you see here. Essentially, there are like 50, 60 plus various business apps with which we integrate. Now, in order for you to integrate with CRM, you simply go to Zoho apps and select Zoho CRM as the application. Then you click next. It's very easy, couple of clicks for you to set up the integration. And here you will see your Zoho CRM organization listed, and you can see the modules and the fields associated to the module here. Simply select whatever modules you need, any custom module you have created that can be integrated as well. Once you had done all the module selection and field selection, then you set the sync time. The sync can run once a day or once every 3 hours, or it can, yeah, so it can be once a day or once every 3 hours or 6 hours. You pick the time and you complete the input setup. So once you create, the initial sync would take about 20 minutes or so for it to uh, populate the data in the workspace. Once that happens, you will see a workspace like this created in your account. So I've got a demo workspace here, Zoho CRM Advanced Analytics, clicking on which will take me inside the workspace. So inside the workspace, I've got all these different tables, all these different data tables. You can recognize these table names. We've got leads, potential, contacts, accounts, events, and so on. These are all the different modules we have in CRM, and they're stored in the form of a table format, a tabular format. So when you set up the integration, along with the data, we also offer pre-built reports and dashboards over your data. This connector, this integration comes with about 80 plus pre-built reports and dashboards. If I go to the reports section in the workspace, you can see that I've got a lot of reports here into different folders: sales reports, inventory reports, campaign report, leads, potentials, expected revenue, sales performance, predictive analysis, potential stage history, activities, cases. My point is that all these things come out of the box. You don't have to sit and create these reports manually. The system offers, and you can start consuming the data directly, the reports directly. And if you need to make any changes, you can very well make the changes to your reports. In addition to that, you will also have access to these dashboards. There are like 10 plus dashboards you get access to. So dashboard is nothing but a snapshot view of your key business data. In a dashboard, you can add all the key charts and pivot tables, and you can create these widgets also. Widgets are these key performance indicators, KPIs. At the top, you see these big numbers. It shows this quarter number of deals, open deals, revenue. All these are what we call widgets. You can quickly take a look at the key metrics. And when you scroll down, you can see detailed information in your dashboard. So the objective is to learn how to build something like this in this session. Now, let's start with the leads data set. Okay, let's start with the leads data set. Let's say I want to create a report that shows me the number of leads generated each month and year through various lead sources, and each month and year. So for me to create a report or a chart, I click on this little plus sign here, and I pick the view that I want to create. I want to do a chart view or a pivot view. I'd like to do a chart view. I click on the new chart view. The chart designer launches. And you can see in this chart designer to the left, the tables and the columns associated to the table. To the right is the actual designer shelf where you simply drag and drop your columns. Once again, I'd like to create a report that shows me the number of leads generated each month and year through various lead sources. So first I plot the month and year in the x-axis, and this is set to display the month and year data. This could be quarter and year, week and year, uh, full date, and so on and so forth. Then we add the lead ID. Lead ID count. We want to see the count of leads in the y-axis. If you notice here, there are a lot of other mathematical functions inbuilt. Like you can do a running total, you can apply a running total, you can do a percentage of total, moving calculation, mean, median, variance, percentile. These are some complex mathematical functions which require some extensive formula building. But you don't have to do that. It's all available ready-made for you to simply select on your report. For this report, we're just going to use a normal count of leads, number of leads. And I click on the green bar to generate the graph. So I've got data from 2018 to 2021. And I said I also want to see this broken down by lead source, like how many leads are coming from each lead source. To achieve that, I simply add the lead source to the color shelf and refresh. Now you can see that my report is really not so readable. It's looking cluttered. I can use the right chart type to make it much more readable. I can choose something like a stack bar. So we offer like 50 plus different chart types. You can use a stack bar or a bar chart, combination chart. You have a scatter chart, bubble charts. So we also support word cloud, area chart, heat map. All these different chart types are supported. Now the data looks much more easy to read and understand where the leads are coming from. Can be those type of insights can be easily uh, usually interpreted. Now I have data from 2018. I don't want to see the data for 2018, 2019. I only want to see my 2020 and 2021 sales. Using this filter, I can simply include or exclude the data that I wish to see on my report. I simply add the created time, select the years that I wish to see on my report like this. So I want to see 21, I can do this easily. So this is one way of interpreting the data. You can also change it to a sort of heat map style to give you a different perspective of the data. So I can add the lead ID count to the color. Color is like the legend feature, right? We have in Excel. And I add the lead source here. Now you can see what happens. So it's become a scattered chart. I will go and change the scatter to a heat map like this. So you can see what I did here real quick. So this type of report, it helps you to analyze and track the leads by source and the ownership as well. You can see your conversion rates as well in this. Instead of the lead ID count, you can see like a conversion percentage, right? So conversion rate. So if I remove this lead ID count and add the lead conversion rate, I can see my lead conversion rate on this report. So instead of month and year, this can be maybe lead owner or lead source like this. We can do this easily. And this way you can identify where the potential churns the most, your churn rate, your potential churn rate, and you can measure the overall efficiency of your sales pipeline. Now we saw how to create a report, how to create a chart that shows you the number of leads coming in through various lead sources. Now what's next? We'll move on to the potentials data. So potentials or deals, opportunities, different names we use, right? This is the potentials data, and whatever leads that got converted essentially flows into the potentials basket. Now, in the potentials module in this table, you can see that Zoho Analytics has already created a lot of pre-built formulas for us. If I go into add and edit, I could see all these various formulas. There are two types of formulas. One is a column type formula and an aggregate formula. A column type formula would appear on the table itself, okay, on the table. So here, for example, this formula forecast type, it shows if stage in closed one. If I'm going to edit, you can see how we are calculating the forecast type. If the stage column is in closed one, then we call that one. If the stage is in lost or lost to competition, then we mark it as lost. And all the other column, all the other values will be mapped under the open type. Now we will look at this column forecast type. Here you can see that formula column forecast type. This is derived based on the value we have in the stage column. So I right click, edit formula. You can see what we did here. So like this, you can create a column type formula, a column type formula. There are a lot of column type formulas here. Age tier is another one where we have done some grouping. So we've created buckets. If the age in days is between or greater than 0 and less than equal to 60, then we call that one 0 to 60 days, and so on and so forth. So that bucket is created using the formula column. Similarly, we have this aggregate formulas, a lot of aggregate formulas created to calculate the win rate percentage, number of one deal count, open deal, average deal size one. All these formulas are created using this aggregate function. The difference between aggregate and formula column is that the formula column appears on the table. An aggregate function resides behind the scenes. It resides as a function, and it will only appear when you are building your report. It will not appear on the table anywhere. And the primary difference is that aggregate formula can be created using data from multiple data tables. Like I can fetch data from leads and potentials, or potentials and contacts, and create an aggregate function. Whereas a column type, this formula column, you can create formulas only using the data available in that particular table. That's the primary difference. And when you're creating aggregate formulas, you will use any of the aggregate functions like sum, count, average, sum if. So any of the aggregate functions you will use to create the aggregate formula. Now let's say I want to create quickly my sales win rate percentage by sales owner. I can simply go into this little plus sign and pick the view that I want to create, like a chart view or a pivot view. Let's say pivot view. Go into the pivot view. This is the pivot designer. This is slightly different from the chart designer interface. Here you have a column, row, and data shelf, column dimension, row dimension, and data shelf. So first I want to group this data by potential owner, which is my salesperson. And I find all those aggregate functions listed over here, like the win rate percentage, one amount. All these formulas are available for me to simply use on my report. I click, drag and drop the win rate percentage here like this. I can add the one amount, average deal size one. These are some of the key indicators. You can quickly see them all in the same place. So by each salesperson, what's their win rate percentage? How much sales do they make? What's the average deal size? And how long they take to close, converge a deal. Like this, you can create reports instantly in no time. And the filters, you can add filters just like what we saw in the while creating the chart. You can add all the columns that you need, um, and apply the necessary filter criteria. And there's also this user filters. This I did not show you in the chart. This applies to the chart as well. So this is more of a end user access, so to speak. It's more of a dynamic filter. Now you add all the required columns to this section, to this user filter like this. You drag and drop. Now when you share this report with your end users, they will have the ability to go in there, slice and dice the data, and get the insights they want, like that. So they can pick it for a certain time period or a certain, you know, certain lead source, certain stage. They can do so and get the insights they want. Now, similarly, you can do forecasting as well in Zoho Analytics. Okay, so you can do forecasting as well. In the deals table, we already have this expected revenue. What is the expected revenue? Now, using this, I can predict my future sales numbers as well. Now, I draw a chart. I draw a chart real quick, and I plot this by closing date like this, right? So I have my expected revenue. Now, using this data, I can predict what my future sales would look like for the next 6 months or so, for example. To do that, I simply go into analysis at the top analysis and click forecast. Add forecast, very easy. And as far as forecasting is concerned, we have two types. You can let the system automatically pick the best suited forecasting model over your data, or you can go to custom and select the forecast type that you prefer. So ARIMA, which is most commonly used, it's auto-regressive integrated moving average, or regression is something that's mostly used across the globe. Regression model, linear regression is mostly used. So there's exponential smoothing and the seasonal trend analysis you can do as well. Depending on the type of data and business model you have, you can pick the right forecast type. If you're not familiar, you can just let the system pick and choose auto like this and hit OK. The forecast length is 5 months. That is, we're going to predict the sales forecast for the next 5 months. Ignore the current month for the most recent month. Confidence percentage. I can have a delta of plus or minus 5%. So I want to see what I can expect my sales to be anywhere in that range, plus or minus 5, and hit apply. So easily I was able to plot and get my sales forecast in no time. You can also do trend line analysis if you're into statistics, and if you want to do trend line analysis, you can add a trend line to this report, add trend line, and similar to the forecast, you can pick the type of trend line you would like to apply like this. So that's how you do forecasting. And the filters, user filters, rest of the functions, they work the same way as we discussed in the chart, chart and the pivot. So all the other features. So there are quite a few other reports that comes in along with this package. To just go over a few. Let's say maybe the stage history funnel. Let me show you the stage history funnel. Yeah, let's use this one, stage history funnel. Okay. So what you're seeing here is the number of potentials in each stage, for last quarter. So overall, you started with 342 potentials, and it went through various filters. And at the end of the funnel, we have the number of deals that were closed. So you started with 342 and you ended up closing 149 deals overall with a conversion of 43%. So this funnel comes in again out of the box. You don't have to create this. So if you want to know how this is created, you simply go into edit design, and this is built over the potentials and potential stage history module. So potential stage history, which captures the snapshot of the data. There's another important report, this momentum of a winning deal. This is actually a very really a useful report, in the sense it allows you to see how long it takes for a deal to move from stage 1 to stage 2. If we do the analysis for the won deals, we'll exclude the lost deals. So this is lost and this is won. You can see where it's taking a lot of time for it to move from stage 1 to stage 2. So typically you can see that it's taking a lot of time to move from um, negotiation review to closed one. So these are some of the insights you can derive using this type of report. Or there's another stage velocity report, how fast it is moving from stage 1 to stage 2, stage velocity. So there are a lot of reports like this which are packed into dashboards as well, like these type of dashboards in your analytics account, which you can explore. So with that being said, I will show you how to build a dashboard real quick. To create a dashboard, you click on this little plus sign and you go into new dashboard. The dashboard designer launches and you simply drag and drop all the reports you want to display on your um, dashboard like this. So there's another good report, amount variance 1 versus expected revenue. You can see the difference. And there's another one, average deal size across quarters split by lost in one category. If you want to see existing versus new customer breakup, there's one report for that. We'll add a sales funnel as well, the funnel that we saw recently. This again is a high level funnel that shows you the number of leads that came into the basket and how many got converted to a potential and how many were closed one. Idea is you can add all these reports that you need to your um, to your uh, to your dashboard like this. You can simply add all these to your dashboard. And it's not restricted to like two reports side by side. You can add as many reports as you want in the same row. For example, let's see here. So I have this two reports here. I can make some space for one more report here. Very flexible layout. You can add as many reports as you want in the same row. Now they're all in different shapes, different sizes. I simply select and click on fit to width. They become uniform like this. You can add the pivot tables as well, like this, pivot tables. And once you've done adding all the reports to your dashboard, then you can create widgets. So widgets are those big numbers I had showed you earlier. There are different types of widgets we support, like a number type. There is a comparison indicator widget or widget with a chart type where you can see a single metric plotted against the range. You have a dial chart type widget, a semi dial chart, or a bullet chart type widget. Let's say I want to see the number of leads generated this quarter versus previous quarter real quick. I select the one right in the center and go to the data column and pick my lead ID count like this and group this by quarter and year. So primary value is latest, the secondary is previous. It corresponds to the created time. Okay, latest created time and previous created time. And filters, if you want to filter, apply any filters to this widget, you can do so as well. Settings is where you get to see the preview of the widget. So I'd say lead count. And you can change the color, theme, pick your own theme if you will, apply like this. Like this, you can create as many widgets as you want. Let's add another one real quick, maybe to display the total win rate percentage, maybe. So we go to the potentials and select the win rate percentage like this. So you can see what my win rate percentage is. So like this, you can just keep adding as many widgets as you want onto the dashboard. Again, fit to width, resize if you want to, reduce the size a bit. And on the dashboard, you can add user filters. There are some existing user filters. If you want, you can add more filters. You can insert text, quick talking points. You can insert images. All these things can be added to your dashboard. And within the dashboard, you can create tabs. Multiple tabs can be added to the dashboards. Within a single URL, you can access multiple tabs. So this is like tab 1, I can add another tab. So, for example, this could be just for expected revenue, this dashboard tab. Like when I go to this tab number 2, it will only show me all the information related to expected revenue, and I rename this to uh, expected revenue, something like this. Then my tab 1, I go to tab 1, rename this to overview. And you add another tab, campaign stats. So we call this campaign stats, add all the campaign related stats in here. Well, you get the idea. So you have all these tabs, and what's more, we go to the view mode at the top. Once you've done editing and designing your dashboard, then you go to view mode. The next thing is themes. Now this is a light theme based dashboard. I'd like to change this to a dark theme based, or basically change the theme of the dashboard. So I go into themes at the top right. I change this to a dark theme. Instantly the dashboard changes like this. There's a navy theme, teal, and gray. So I personally prefer the teal. It looks sharp and it gives a very rich look, the teal um, theme. So you can do that. See that it's applied to all the reports in our dashboard. So once you built your dashboard, what's next? Next is how to share and collaborate with other users. We will get to that in a moment. I would like to touch base upon a couple of other things as well. Now, this is all data from CRM. We only have CRM data. I've got another sample where I've got data from different sources combined with CRM, Zoho Desk, Zoho Finance, Marketing. Various apps have been integrated with Zoho CRM, where you can do a unified analysis. You can do cross-functional analytics. Okay. If you look at this marketing dashboard here, and particularly look at this report, just open this in a new tab. You're looking at your return on investment funnel. Okay. This is giving you an end-to-end pipeline. Number of impressions or data that came into your Google Ads right from that stage to the invoice count information which resides in your Zoho books. So I can see the number of impressions, Google Ads, and how many of that got converted to clicks. And from there, how many leads were generated. So then the filter then goes into the potentials and how many were closed one. It doesn't stop there. From closed one, we then have to raise an invoice and get the invoice to paid status. Wait until it moves to the paid status, because again in the invoice you have various stages. It could be in void, draft, or open, pending. So we're looking at the paid invoices conversion here at the end of the funnel. This is powerful. This is one single report that is fetching data from 3 different sources and giving you an entire pipeline, entire summary. Essentially, at the end of the day, you want to see, the money on the table, and you want to see how much you spent, what you got in return, and this can pretty much summarize the entire story of your business. And this is achieved using this cross-functional and unified business analytics, combining data across multiple sources. And here is your return on investment for May. This is an old data, and you've got lead acquisition cost, how much you're spending on each lead, and what's the average deal acquisition cost, how much you're spending on a deal. With that being said, I will move on to the next feature called Ask Ziya. Ask Ziya is our artificial intelligence powered by machine learning and natural language processing. You must have already heard about Ziya in CRM and other Zoho apps. The capability has been extended to Zoho Analytics as well. You can simply ask questions and Ziya will return the results in the form of a chart or a number and things like that. Something like show me the um, forecast by let's say amount. Break it by month and year. So you can see what I did here. This is a conversational mode. Okay, what I have here is a conversation mode. I'm simply striking a conversation with Ziya. I ask a question, show me the forecast by amount, and it gave me year on year sales amount. Then I asked Ziya to break it down by month and year, and the system was quickly able to get me the month on month sales, and it also gave me the future predictions, what my forecasted sales would be until December. If I want to save these charts generated through Ziya, I can simply go here and save it. I can modify if I want to make any changes. I can edit the report and save it before I change. And you can see all the functions applied to this report. Not only typing, you can also use the voice command. Here, you can ask a question by voice as well to Ziya. Ziya can come up with all these different forecasting and predictive analytics as well. Ziya can also provide you insights. Ziya can also provide you insights, narratives, a quick summary of all the key points from your data set. We call it Ziya Insights. Let me show you Ziya Insights, what it looks like real quick. Now, look at this report. It's a sales by region report. We've got a map of the United States and amount of sales made in each region, each state. Now, using the Ziya Insights feature here, I can quickly get a summary of all the key indicators. When I click on Ziya Insights, you can see that there's a summary of what happened in this chart, in this report. A very simple summary report. Ziya can show the or highlight the declining and inclining points in the report. Like I can see here, total sales, lowest sales is in Wyoming, whereas the highest sales is in California. It can also display the trend and seasonality in the report, like 2021 sales versus 2020 and things like that. It can also plot the top few categories from an entire bunch. So here you can see the top 4 states contributed for over a quarter sales. And when I mouse over top 4, I can see those top 4 states. These are some of the things Ziya Insights can provide. And there's a feature called verbosity. It's set to low, which means I see very high level insights alone. If I choose medium, I get some more details. And if I choose high, I get really detailed breakdown of the entire chart. It's quite handy. I don't have to sit and draw these insights manually. Suppose you're into a sales meeting, or you want to do a presentation, you can use this as a template or refer to these numbers and quickly build a presentation that is compelling, that gives you a compelling story. That's Ziya Insights all about. So with that, we move on to the next topic, that is creating slideshows and basically storytelling. Okay, storytelling. So in Zoho Analytics, you can build advanced slideshows, presentations. So here is a presentation. Here is a presentation. This is created using the advanced slideshow feature, and this is powered by Zoho Show. Zoho Show is our online presentation tool, the one I was using to present my, so I did my presentation, right? So it's built using the Zoho Show. And here you can see that the report is embedded. It's a dynamic report. It's an interactive report. And I've got some quick notes or data points here highlighted. So this you can do using the Zoho Analytics Advanced Slideshow feature. Ask Ziya can also be embedded inside your presentations. Ask questions and get the answers, just like what we did now. To create a presentation like this, an advanced slideshow, you simply go into settings here at the top right. Let me show you here, settings. I'm sorry, one moment. That's for the portal builder. So slideshow is right here under share. Go into share and go into slideshow. And here you can see the slideshows that I already created. To create a new slideshow, you're going to create slideshow and choose the report that you wish to have on your slideshow. It will generate a link like this. And when you open this link, you will see that presentation. Well, this is a basic slideshow where you can only see the reports you had selected here. Now let me just close this. Create slideshow. Select the reports. So at the bottom, you can see that there's a basic slideshow and advanced slideshow. You got to select advanced slideshow and hit next. So this advanced slideshow allows you to leverage the Zoho Show capabilities. That is, you can add like videos, infographics, text, and other compelling elements, okay, to make your presentation much more rich and powerful. You can present much more powerful data stories um, using this advanced slideshow feature. So while this is creating, I will also just highlight the another feature. Okay, there you go. It's come up already. Okay, so I go to this link here. You see that the link shows show.zoho.com, right? It shows show.zoho.com. So here you can see that report, the ones we had selected. You can resize and basically use the capabilities of. So I can resize this like this. I can add some text here, use the presentation um, features, like all these presentation features, and add text. You can insert chart, shapes, media if you want to embed anything, embed a video. All that can be done in presentation. Save it and send it as a presentation. The other feature is the portal, the web portal. So web portal allows you to consolidate dashboards from multiple workspaces. If you have multiple workspaces in your Zoho Analytics account, you can bring all those dashboards together using the portal feature, web portal. Web portal is similar to, think about it like a microsite, okay, a microsite, like a blog where you can organize pages, right? So here I've got few pages. Like here you can see that there's an overview dashboard, then I've got a sales dashboard, marketing, help desk, finance, and so on. And the URL is also different. I can pick my own domain. Okay, I can pick my own domain for this web portal. So to create a portal, you go into the settings, portal, and create a new portal here. And then you go into portal builder. So new portal, existing portal, I go into existing portal. You can see that the edit mode, what it looks like. So I have these pages created. I can add a page here, like this overview, sales, marketing. And there's elements. If you want to use add some elements like dividers and paragraphs, you can do so from here. Okay, so for some reason it's slow. Let me just refresh. And yeah, I saw a couple of questions in the chat box. Yes, these reports, you can export these reports. Okay, you can export them into various file formats as PDF, Excel, image, um, CSV, different formats you can download and export um, the reports and dashboards. Okay, so that's possible. Okay, for some reason it's not loading at the moment. I will go back to our uh, data set. So we learned how to build reports, how to build dashboard. We explored the capabilities of Ziya and storytelling part. We talked about creating presentations and the portal builder. So what's more? There are a lot of other features. Okay, so recently we did an update, Zoho Analytics 5.0. The previous version was 4.0, which happened a couple of years ago, and this year we had a major launch sometime last month. And there are like 60 plus different new features we had added to our list, to our product. And in that, we some of the more okay, so a couple of really powerful things what we did is, one is the storytelling and another one is the augmented analytics side. So in the augmented analytics front, we built this Whatif analysis, scenario based analysis reports. Okay, so you can create Whatif analysis, you can do Whatif scenario based analysis. So the outcome will be dynamic based on the variable change. Okay, so based on the variable change, the outcome will be dynamic. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here is the report. It's a sales forecast with Whatif analysis. Now, for me to achieve a 60% profit here, which is set to 60%, I need to make around 2.36K. If I want a 70 or an 80% profit like this, 75%, the number changes to 2.75K. And this is done through a what if scenario based analysis. You can create a variable and apply the function over the variable you're creating. So edit design. Here you can see the profit percentage is a variable, and the aggregate formula is what if profit, which uses the variable we had created, the profit percentage. Now I'll show you what this profit percentage contains. Go into settings at the bottom left and you create a variable first. First step is to create a variable, profit percentage. All we are doing is specifying a name for the variable, data type is percentage. Then you have min value, max value. 50 is the minimum profit percentage, max 90%, with an increment of 5%. That is, the slider can move to 5% up or down, and the default is set to 60%. Now we use this profit percentage in our aggregate formula. So in the what if aggregate formula, you add a new aggregate to derive the required sales amount to get to that profit percentage. That's what you're doing here. And this can be achieved using this variable feature. So what's next? How do you share this? Okay, so once you've built all these analysis, once you've done all these type of analysis, how do you share this with your end audience? There are a few options. Let's just take any one report here. For example, let's just take any dashboard. In order for you to share, you click on the share option at the top right, share, and you click share this view. And you simply punch in the user's email address in this box. Like this. You punch in the user's email address with whom you wish to share. So this is my test account, Gmail. I punch in the user's email and I can define the permissions as well, apply permissions and filters. Here you can see that I have the ability to provide the level of access to the user. Can they export? Can they not export? Can they view the underlying data? Can they drill down the data? You can do drill down as well on the data point to do a deep dive analysis. So you can select drill down. You can select or unselect the drill down. Then you have filter criteria. Suppose I'm sharing this to my regional manager who takes care of region East. I can pass a filter criteria such that he only sees the East region sales information. All these things can be done over here. So once you set the level of permission, then you click share. An invitation email goes out. So I'll uncheck this and I'm going to click share. It says the view has been shared successfully. So currently I'm in my Zoho Corp account. I've logged into my test account here, the Gmail account. And you can see that I've got a notification already. There's a notification here. It says Titus Andrews shared a view with you. Click on that and click on the workspace. I'm able to see that same workspace, Zoho CRM Advanced Analytics demo. And I, as a shared user, I'm able to see only that dashboard that was shared. I don't see, in the left pane is empty actually. I only see Explorer and dashboards. I don't see reports, data, ask, Ziya, nothing is visible because I'm a user with very limited access. I don't have any edit access here. If I want, I can filter, I can slice and dice the data, I can drill down because drill down was access was given. I can drill down and get insights. Drill this particular data point by potential owner. I can do so. Pick any particular potential owner and see by forecast type. You can do so. So all these things, a viewer or a shared user with limited access can perform. Now the same user, you may have like a data analyst or a manager or somebody, your colleague, who needs full access to this workspace, so they can not only access the reports you created, but have the ability to manage, collaborate, or create their own reports as well. They may say, hey, the reports look great, but I need access to the data. I want to create my own reports, own dashboards. In that case, you can give them workspace admin rights. So I'm back to my Zoho Corp account. You can give them workspace admin rights. Workspace admin is similar to a co-owner. Like a co-owner, the person will have full control to your data. So full control to your data, except for deleting or renaming the data. The user is already added. Let's refresh. Yeah, so the user is already here. I'm just going to change the role to a workspace admin like this. So now we go back here to my Gmail account again and refresh this page, see what happens. You notice that now I can see Explorer, dashboards, reports, data, everything is visible. I can see the data as well. I can now edit the dashboard. I can create my own reports if I need to as well through this section. So that's how you share and collaborate. You can share, you can create groups and share. There is also viewer license model, like viewer mode, which gives them only view access, read only access. They cannot edit or create or anything. They can only view what you share. That's also possible. Back to the data here. Let's see. Yeah, so you can share, then you can email the reports from within Zoho Analytics. All the reports dashboards you create can be emailed manually, or you can schedule the emails to be triggered at periodic intervals. The email can go out like once a day or once a month, weekly, or yearly. So that can be done as well. There's also this feature to embed the reports and dashboards you create, especially dashboards. People embed it inside the CRM accounts, Zoho CRM. You can use this embed URL, right? You can use this permalink and simply create a web tab. There's a feature called web tab in Zoho CRM. Using that, you can embed the dashboards inside your CRM, so you don't have to come to CRM, come to analytics and view the dashboard. You can access it right through your CRM. Then you have data alerts. There's a feature called data alerts. Let me see. Yeah, so data alerts. So data alerts will proactively notify when a certain threshold is being breached. Suppose you set sales numbers. Let's say this is not the right report for this example, but let's consider you have a sales report, and if your sales numbers drop below a certain amount, below, let's say weekly target is $10,000, and if the number does not meet, well, if you don't achieve that number, you will be alerted instantly on a certain date, or whatever date or time you set. And by doing so, you can proactively fix things instead of doing a post-mortem analysis. So let's say it can happen weekly on a Friday or a Monday or whatever, previous week's target. So you get to the bottom of things and fix them. That's something you can do using data alerts. Then you have commenting. Commenting allows a much more powerful and closer collaboration. You can add or share your thoughts, add comments, which is contextual, which is specific to this report that is open on the screen. This expected number of deals and revenue by stage this quarter. Whoever has access to comment will be able to read your comments or reply to your comments as well. You can paste snapshot of the report as well as your commenting. This is something you can explore as well. There are tons of other features, such as writing your own SQL queries. If you're familiar with SQL, structured query language, you can combine data tables through query tables. Suppose you want to combine leads and potential, you can easily do that using a query table. New query table. Here you can use select statements, use a join statement, and combine your leads and potential. That being said, all the relationship path, all the lookup you have in CRM, they will be retained, kept intact in Zoho Analytics as well. You can see the table relationship structure in the model diagram. So when you go to data at the bottom left, you can see model diagram. I go into model diagram. You can see how the tables are related to each other. When you mouse over, you can see the relationship information. What is the parent table? What is the child table? All these things can be seen here. So if you have a table manually uploaded, right, which is being imported manually, you can still create a lookup with the desired table. You can do that by simply right clicking on the column and selecting change to lookup column, and it will give you the option to connect with the destination table. Simply pick the column to connect with, and you can choose the type of lookup you want to do as well. Somebody familiar with this SQL and data modeling will find this really useful, because see, in CRM it's limited. You can only fetch data from three modules at a time, but here it's not like that. You can fetch from as many tables as you want, as long as they are all related to each other. So with that, I think I'd like to stop my this technical demonstration and give you guys some time to just ingest, process the information, because there are a lot of information that has gone in. And yeah, we were always here in case you want to have a follow up and discuss your requirements in detail. So with that, like I said, I will stop my technical presentation and go back to the slide. Let's see. Let me stop sharing. Okay, so I hope the screen is visible. So most important question: what are the benefits? Why should I use this CRM Advanced Analytics? Okay, we talked about what Zoho Analytics is all about, and why Zoho Analytics, and we saw a demo. Now we'll quickly summarize what we learned. Okay, all the key points. What are the benefits of using this advanced analytics? I have again classified this into two parts. One is the reporting module available inside Zoho CRM and the Zoho Analytics advanced capabilities from a reporting perspective. In Zoho CRM, you can create tabular, summary, or matrix type reports. These are the reports. But in Zoho Analytics, you can create, there are like 40 plus different visualization types, which includes charts, pivots, summary, dashboards, widgets, and so on. Zoho CRM does not support the dashboard option. It doesn't have dashboard feature. It only has a ready-made dashboard. Whereas in Zoho Analytics, you can create various types of dashboards. Okay, it's you can just let your flow of creativity. Third is combining reports, joining. Okay, so I just highlighted this point recently. You can use or create report using over 3 modules in CRM. Whereas in Zoho Analytics, you can create using any number of modules tables as long as they have a relationship. This is a key differentiator. You cannot combine CRM data with any other source and do reporting inside CRM. Whereas in analytics, you can combine data from any source. You can combine your CRM with desk, combine CRM with books, or with marketing applications, or any external ERP sources or flat files, anything. Yeah, so this again ties back to the previous point, combining different sources. And the okay, so the most the primary difference between this point and the previous point is that when you integrate Zoho CRM with Zoho Analytics, you get reports out of the box, right? Similarly, when you combine your CRM data with books or desk or invoice, you will get this cross-functional reports as well out of the box. Okay, there are some pre-built reports that comes, which includes your books and CRM data together in the analysis. Okay, from a sharing and collaboration point of view, you can only share it within the organization in CRM. Whereas in analytics, anybody who has an account, Zoho Analytics account, can access it simply. They don't have to be necessarily part of the organization. Emailing and embedding, these are things possible in Zoho Analytics, but it's not possible in CRM. And last, the powerful formula engine. It's a lot of complex metrics can be derived using this powerful formula engine in Zoho Analytics. You can do benchmarking, threshold, you can do aggregates, ranking. A lot of formulas are available when it comes to business days and time-based reports. So these things are not possible inside CRM. So if you're thinking, why should I consider Zoho Analytics? These are some of the key differentiators and compelling reasons for you to give it a thought. So with that, I will move on to the next slide, pricing. The pricing starts at $25, $30 per month. Okay, this is a monthly pricing. You can convert this to yearly with a, I think, 10% discount. So $25, this $30 is the basic plan, which offers 2 users and a half a million row storage. CRM integration or any connector integration for that matter, it doesn't work on the free plan. So I'm just excluding that for this purpose. But if you want to manually export, import, and do that, yeah, you can use the free plan, which again has some limitations. The most popular plan is premium, which covers all the features from basic and standard. In addition to that, a lot of these newly added features are part of the premium plan, and it's also a doorway to the enterprise features. Okay, there are some things available as part of the package in enterprise, which you can simply subscribe or purchase as add-ons if you have a premium plan. Like building a portal, you can purchase portal add-on in the premium plan. You have a premium support add-on in the premium plan. So it's for like a priority support you can purchase. So I think premium plan would is best suited for most of the organizations given the number of licenses and the row storage. Two things that would determine the pricing: one is the number of users, and number two is the number of records, the rows you're going to store, 5 million rows or 50 million rows. Depending on that, you can decide which plan would best suit your need. And if your requirement is different, you can always reach out to us. We can always customize a plan for you if you have a large requirement. Okay, so with that, I will open the floor for any questions. You can post your questions in the chat box or in the questions tab. I will be happy to answer them, project an answer. And for those of you who do not have questions, you can take down our details. You can reach out to us at support@zohoanalytics.com or pre-sales at zohoanalytics.com for any technical support. We can help you. So I'm here to take any questions you may have at the moment. So there's a one question from Mr. Suraj. If we can create, I'll just project this question. Is there any option to create report in calendar format? No, this is not available at the moment, Suraj. But thanks for this feedback. This is actually in the pipeline. Okay, we're doing Gantt chart and waterfall chart, and this calendar format is also in the pipeline. I will share this with our product management team. Thanks for hosting this. Yeah, please feel free to post your question if you have any. Going to go through the chat. We'll try to send the recording as soon as it becomes available. Okay, well, let's see. For those of you who are using Zoho 1 or Zoho CRM Plus, you will be entitled to the premium plan. Okay, there's another question from Mr. Suraj. So if you are in the Zoho 1 package, you will have access to the premium plan features of Zoho Analytics. Okay, but the row count and the user count is different. Okay, well, the row count you get 5 million rows, which is in the premium plan, but the user count is depending on the number of Zoho 1 licenses you have. Next question from Mr. Radwa: is there an option to repush data from CRM to Analytics as I need to delete integration reported? See, if you've already set up integration with Zoho Analytics, whatever changes you make in CRM will reflect in Zoho Analytics in the subsequent sync. So you don't have to repush in the sense the whenever the sync runs, it will automatically fetch the new data. So how do I know which Zoho plan I have offered? We can check and revert. I mean, if you are using Zoho CRM currently, you can share the account details to me personally in the chat. We will check and let you know. So the current sync time is every 3 hours, Suraj. We've given every 3 hours, but we're planning to reduce it to 1 hour in the near future. So yeah, you fingers crossed. It should happen very soon, from 3 hours to at least 1 hour. 30 minutes may be a little challenging given the traffic it can cause. So we're looking at 1 hour at the moment. So Isabel, if I have Zoho CRM Enterprise, which option do I have? So Zoho CRM Enterprise Edition. I mean, if you have a standalone Zoho CRM package, you will need to purchase Zoho Analytics product separately. But if you have the Zoho One account or Zoho CRM Plus account, Analytics is part of the bundle. So again, we need to see. You can share your email address with me. I will see if this is something you already have or if you need to subscribe separately. Another question in the chat is Analytics bundled with Zoho One? Yes, it is bundled with Zoho One. Analytics is part of the Zoho One subscription. Okay, no more questions. I think I answered all of those. Well, I'll also post my email address. In case you want to write to me, you can just send me an email. I head the pre-sales. I take care of pre-sales for Zoho Analytics Cloud. So if you want to reach out to me, need any assistance, you can ping me. I will help you. So we have another 5 more minutes. If I have multiple CRM accounts, can I use single analytics account? I don't think this is uh, possible today. Let me just project this question. This is a good question, actually. This is okay. Um, I don't think this is possible at the moment, Osama, combining multiple CRM accounts. But this is something we can consider on a case by case basis and look at the possibilities. Right, different organizations, right? Different organizations pointing to the same Zoho Analytics account. I think that's what you're referring to. That's a good question. Actually, I will revert to you via email and let you know. I don't think it's possible currently. We'll get back to you. Okay, I think I've answered all the questions. If there is anything left, you can post it. Otherwise, we can call it a day. I hope you found the session useful, informative. Please do take a minute to share your feedback at the end of the session. If you have any follow-up questions, like I said, feel free to write to me or write to support or call support, the email and the phone number listed on the presentation. If there is anything else I can help you with, you can let me know before we wrap up the session. All right. Thanks, everyone, for patiently listening to me. And thanks for asking great questions, making the session interactive. It was an absolute pleasure walking you through this webinar today. Thanks, everyone. Take care, stay safe, and have a great rest of your day.